Hello students, welcome to this lecture. Delegation log, site coordinator tasks. But first, meet site coordinator Scout. Hi SC Scout, how are you doing?
Hi Dulesh, I'm originated from South Korea. I'm Geneseyo. PI Magnum, he trained me and gave me a job. Now I handle so many trials. I'm blessed.
Well SC Scout, tell me something about your day.
Well, I come to office early in the morning around 8 a.m. because I want to come early and finish early and go home. I then plan out the day. I schedule any subject visits which are due and coordinate with other personnel like sub-investigator and maybe send a reminder to PI Magnum and pharmacist or lab personnel, who might need to help with the subject visit because they're all needed. We are a team. I also get a lot of calls from CRAs like you. They issue so many queries in the CRF. Sometimes it can be a bit annoying. I'm still enjoying it. It's my job. I like to take off tasks. That makes me happy.
Bye-bye SC
Bye-bye, Dulesh. See you soon.
Site coordinator, that will be your best friend in this trial because she will do everything for you. But still, for now, let's look at the task she is assigned. So she is assigned task JKLMOFQRST. So she's the coordinator, right? So we'll look at each of the tasks, what it means. So task J is randomizing the patient. So what does that mean? After screening the patient and making sure that the patient meets the inclusion and exclusion criteria, they are randomized. That means using a program, software algorithm, they are either assigned to the test drug or the placebo. So that is called randomization. So during the randomization, neither the coordinator or the PI will know exactly which drug is given. So there's a way we do this using the computers, but the randomization process can be done by the coordinator. So that's why she's assigned the task randomize patient. And then the next one is K, sign off on administrative queries. So if you remember, the PI and SI will answer the medical queries, but there are also administrative queries, right? In the data set, the sponsor will ask for administrative queries. Please clarify the start date for the concomitant medication. So those are administrative queries. Administrative means medical query means it relates to the medical condition. It has a effect on the medical condition, but administrative query means you know what I mean, right? Administrative, right? So site coordinator is allowed to sign off on administrative queries. The next one is L, demographic data, vital signs. So she is able to take the demographic data. That means the subject's gender, age, race, and so forth, and record it, right? And vital signs. Vital signs means she's able to take the weight of the patient, the height, the pulse, the breathing rate, and so forth. Those are vital signs. So she can, because she's a nurse, right? In most cases, site coordinator is also a nurse, so she can take the vital signs. And task M is adverse data collection. So the adverse event, she can collect the data. So what is the onset date of the adverse event? And what is the resolution and so forth. And she can actually collect the data and record it in the adverse event form. But if it is a SAE, the PI or the SI has to sign off at the end, right? But the coordinator is allowed to collect adverse event data. And task N is test article accountability and dispensing. So dispensing the test article. So when the patient comes in, the coordinator will go to the system, which is called IVRS. We will explain that later. It's a software program. And then she will randomize the patient, or she will do the next visit, right? And when the next visit is done, the system will assign a drug, so that is called dispensing, and then she will go to the pharmacy and get the pharmacist to dispense the drug, or else she might have the drug with herself. In certain small hospitals, the coordinator will have the drug separately, so she is able to dispense the drug, right? That means give the drug to the patient. If there's some sort of preparation involved, she can also prepare the drug. And test accountability, test article accountability, that means it's not enough just giving out the drug. She has to account for it. Is it given to the right patient? Is the drug stored in at the correct temperature? When the patient returns, that the patient returned the proper number of tablets, and so she's supposed to record those things. So that is called test article accountability, because this is a test article. You cannot just like that give it out. You have to make sure it's given to the right person, and it's returned, and it's not left out in the environment. It is well accounted for, because it's a liability for the company, right? So test article accountability. And task O is case report form completion and correction. So case report form is so because this is a hospital, they will have their medical notes, right? But for the clinical trial, we need to collect certain data points. So it is collected in the form of case report form. We will explain this later, but for now, I will briefly explain. So case report form completion is done by the coordinator. It could be either in the paper form or electronic form. Currently, most of the case report forms are electronic. So they are called ECRF. So she will log into a website and enter the data, patient number, patient demographics, and then vital signs, and all the labs, everything. She will transcribe the data from her medical notes into the case report form. And then task P is lab specimen collection, drawing of blood and so forth to do the labs. So the coordinator can do that. And task Q is patient visit scheduling. So this is very important. So she should look at the protocol and look at what are the visits which are to be done and what are the time points the visits are to be done. So she has to schedule the visits and convey that information to the patient. So the visit is done under the proper schedule. Right? So visit scheduling is done by the site coordinator. And R is maintenance of investigator site file. So when we go to the site, we won't see the patients, right? We will see the investigator site file and the patient notes. So the investigator site files will have all the regulatory documents, all the CVs, GCP certificates, and delegation logs, everything. So that is maintained by the coordinator. We'll also help her, but it's also one of the tasks assigned to her. It's very important, right? And task S is communication with the local ethics committee, right? So she will, when a new protocol amendment comes, she will submit it to the ethics committee, and she will answer any queries the ethics committee might have. Or when the essay report is signed off by the PI, she will send it to the ethics committee. So communication with the ethics committee is done by the site coordinator. And last is test article administration. And if there's infusion or administration, if it's an injection, so it's done by the coordinator. In this case, she has to also be a nurse to do that. But this task is also assigned to SC Scout.